If you're wanting to work on your scales and smooth texture, this video will be great for you. The Crocodile is part of our mini-series on Patreon where we practice on small pieces and focus on adding little details. The first thing we want to do is break down the piece into smaller sections and work on one area at a time. This makes the piece feel less overwhelming and keeps you focused more easily on each section. Firstly, let's get started with the eye. Looking at the completed eye, you can see there are a few small black lines over the top. We want to make sure we put the base layers before adding any of these lines. If we start with the black lines and then layer the greens and yellows over the top, the colours will blur and smudge the black, so it's important to establish the base layers first. But just before that, I'm going to use the nougat pencil to lightly outline the eye and pupil so we don't lose the shape. Then I'm going in with a white waxy pencil to create a bit of a wax resist. This helps to prevent any pencil from covering the highlight area and keeps it nice and bright. Next, we're applying the base layer with ivory. There aren't any fur or scale directions to follow here, so we just use a light pencil stroke and small circular motions. After that, I'm adding light cadmium yellow to bring a warm yellow tone. I'm also adding earth green and earth green yellowish where the greenest tones appear in the eye, followed by some burnt ochre. Once those colours are down, we can lightly go back over everything with the ivory pencil to soften and blend the layers slightly, giving the eye a shinier appearance. Then we can resaturate some of those colours as needed. When you're ready to add the black lines, make sure your pencil has a very sharp point. Use sandpaper or another sharpening method that allows you to get the pencil extremely fine. As I mentioned in the Patreon tutorial, because we're working on such a small scale, it won't be possible to include every line from the reference photo. The important thing is to use very thin lines and space them out enough so you can see some of the yellow and green showing through in between. We're not aiming to replicate every single little detail. We just want to create a good overall coverage of those black lines across the eye. Moving on to the side of the head, I'm starting by using the dark sepia pencil to outline the darkest areas. These sections have very unique shapes, so focus on identifying the shapes and lines you can see rather than worrying about every little detail, and burnt ochre to create those warm orangey tones. I quickly realized we need to build up from the lower section first, so we're moving down to the bottom of the neck and working our way up. The tape I'm using to mask off this is called washi tape. It's great because it prevents the paper from tearing when you remove it and also gives you a really nice crisp edge. To begin with these scales on the neck, it's best to have a strong outline so you can clearly see where each section sits and the direction that all of the scales are flowing in. I'm using my dark sepia pencil to sketch in all of the shapes. As I mentioned to my Patreon, no one's going to notice if a scale is slightly too big or too small or not perfectly placed. The important thing is to capture the overall direction and structure of the piece so it looks realistic. It doesn't need to be 100% exact. Once we have the general shape in place, we can begin layering the base colors. I'm using the cold grey 1, ivory, earth green yellowish and burnt ochre. Pay close attention to your reference photo and glaze these colors down very lightly, holding your pencil more on its side so you can create soft, subtle layers. After that, we can start going back over with the dark sepia and black pencils to deepen the scales and define the edges. Try to keep the middle of each scale lighter, as this is where the highlights are. The contrast between the darker edges and lighter center is what really helps the scales look realistic. Don't be fooled by how sped up this part of the video is. This texture takes a long time. We are only completing a small piece, but there is a lot of little details that take a few different colors and a few different layers, so make sure to take your time. We gradually make the blacker sections bigger by blending them out and finally adding some highlight sections with the soft white Holbein pencil. Although we are using the negative space method by leaving all of those little white sections light, by adding a little bit of the white pencil, it just adds a little bit more of a brighter white in there, which really helps with the contrast between the black, making it look a little bit more 3D. Now we can move on to the bottom section of the jaw. I'm using the dark sepia pencil to very lightly outline some of the teeth. Pay close attention to your reference photo here because some of the teeth have darker sections along the bottom or one side. You want to focus on copying those shadows and darker areas with the dark sepia rather than harshly outlining every tooth, as strong outlines can make them look unrealistic. Next, we start by adding some color to the jaw area. I'm using ivory, earth green yellowish and burnt ochre for the warmer orange tones, then gradually building depth with nougat and dark sepia. I'm also adding some sky blue into some of the cooler areas. With this section, the key is to very lightly layer all of your pencils. It's not about using each pencil once and being finished. It's about slowly building up the tones and colours over multiple layers. This gradual layering is what's going to give the piece depth and help it look more realistic. Along the bottom of the jaw, there are also little dots and darker sections. I'm going to go through and lightly place these dots with the pencil while deepening the very darkest areas with black. From the top section of the nose, we're following the same process as we did on our lower section. I'm lightly mapping out the darker areas with dark sepia first, then building up these layers over the top. The upper section is slightly lighter overall, and along the ridge of the nose, the details become softer and blurrier. Make sure you're paying close attention to your reference photo so you know where to include sharp details and where to soften things slightly. To deepen some of the shadows, I'm layering colours like orange, greens, and ivory first, and then lightly glazing over the top with cold grey 3 or dark sepia. This helps to create darker shadow tones while still allowing some of those underlying colours to show through. But remember, if this all feels a little fast, there is a full real-time tutorial available over on Patreon, so you can complete this piece step by step at your own pace. I really hope that you like this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys.